Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Anne and today I'm going to be bringing you my end of year TBR. So we are in the middle of September, which means we are starting to get onto the crunch of getting through some books. And my goal is to try and get through some of this stack here that's beside me. Some of these are on my 2024 TBR that I still haven't read. I just had a quick look at my Notion page and I haven't done very well on reading the books that I've put on my 2024 TBR. But I'm not going to go through all of the books on my 2024 TBR again because I've done that. But I'll link that up above if you want to check it out. But I do have some books that I'm excited about. These are all physical books because I'm really trying to whittle down my physical collection, or at least read them. So I have got 10 books here of books that I really want to finish before the end of the year. So the first one is Archangel's Kiss by Nalini Singh. This is book 2 in the Guild Hunter series. I read book 1 recently during my TBR Veterans vlog, my last one. I'll link that up above as well, and I had the best time with it. So I definitely want to pick up book 2 and read this. So this series is following Raphael and Elena. Elena is a vampire hunter and Raphael is an archangel, and he hires her to hunt someone down, and we just watch their relationship grow. And this is following on from book 1, so I'm very intrigued. I don't really want to talk about this one or read. I don't even know what it was. I don't even know what it's about, so we will find out when I start reading it. The next one is Brightly Burning by Alexa Dunn. I won this in a giveaway back in 2020 and I still haven't read it. So this is a Jane Eyre retelling in space from what I remember. Stella Ainsley leaves poverty behind when she quits her engineering job aboard the Stalwart to become a governess on a private ship. On the Rochester, there's no water ration, more books than one person could devour in a lifetime, and an AI who seems to be more friend than robot. But no one warned Stella that the ship seems to be haunted. Not that it may be involved in a conspiracy that could topple the entire interstellar fleet. Surrounded by mysteries, Stella finds her equal in the brooding but kind 19-year-old Captain Hugo. When several attempts on his life spark more questions than answers and the beautiful Bianca Ingram appears at Hugo's request, his unpredictable behavior causes Stella's suspicions to mount. Without knowing whom to trust, Stella must decide whether to follow her head or her heart. So Alexa Dunn's lush and enthralling reimagining of the classic Jane Eyre set among the stars will seduce and beguile you. So this is YA sci-fi space opera, and I've had it on my shelves for a long time, so I definitely need to read it in 2024. Like, I need to. Next one is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I've not heard the best things about this, but then also at the same time I've heard some really good things about this. So this is Red Queen meets the Hunger Games from what I know about that. So that's all I know. So the elites have possessed powers. So this is about a world where the elites have these powers and anyone who is deemed as ordinary gets executed or put in prison. And we're following our main character who doesn't have a power and is ordinary, but her father has taught her how to pretend she has magic or powers. And one day she protects the prince from getting attacked, and then she gets pulled into the purging trials to show off her powers. The thing is, she doesn't have powers. So yeah, I've heard good things and I've also heard not so good things, so I'm very intrigued to see where I sit with this one. The next one that I have is a reread for me, and it is Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. So I read this back in 2020 and I haven't continued the series and I really want to, but it's a commitment because it's a chunky boy. But I did have a good time when I read it, so I definitely need to get to it this year. I know I split it up when I read it the first time into like 100-page chunks or 50-page chunks or something like that. And yeah, I had a good time with it. So I don't even know how to explain this, but it's Game of Thrones. I don't think I need to explain it, but let's just go to the back. Kings and queens, knights and renegades, liars, lords and honest men all will play the Game of Thrones. Summers span decades, winter can last a lifetime, and the struggle for the Iron Throne has begun. It will stretch from the south, where heat breeds plot, lusts and intrigues, to the vast frozen north, where a 700-foot wall of ice protects the kingdom from the dark forces that lie beyond. The Game of Thrones. You win or you die. So I guess we're just following all of these people who are trying to get on the throne. I remember there's a lot that goes into this. There's a lot of characters, a lot of world building. So yeah, I'm excited to finally get back to this one. You are going to hate me when I show you this book, because this has been on every TBR video, I think, since the start of the year. Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. This is book 2 in the Knockmat series, and we're following Nash and Lena. So I don't really want to talk too much about this because it is book 2 in a series, and it's not like normal romances where it's a standalone. This one has kind of an overarching plot from what I know. But this is following Nash, who is the brother of the male main character in book 1. And Lena is the friend of our female main character. Well, she's friends to both. And yeah, we're just watching them. So Police Chief Nash Morgan is known for 2 things: being a good guy and the way his uniform accentuates his rear. Yeah, Lena is on a mission. As soon as she gets what she's after, she has no intention on sticking around. The 10 of Knockmat has other ideas. So yeah, I'm very intrigued. And I'm excited. And I just finally need to pick it up and continue with the series. The next one that I've had also on my TBR for a long time, so much so that the pages are actually yellowing from being on my shelves, but it is Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. So this will be my second book from Brandon Sanderson. I read Tress of the Emerald Sea last year, I'm pretty sure, or at the beginning of this year. I can't remember. I think it was the beginning of this year. And this is his standalone, and a lot of people do recommend that you start here because it is a standalone and you can kind of get a grasp for his writing. But this is an epic fantasy. Don't know much about it, so I'm just going to read the back for you. The capital of Arleon, it was home to people transformed into magic using demigods by the Shoid. But then the magic failed. Elantris started to rot and its inhabitants became powerless wrecks. In the new capital, Kay, close enough to Elantris to remind everyone what they have lost, a princess arrives ready to seal a political alliance with a wedding and unite Teod and Erelon against religious imperialists. But Raoden, her husband-to-be, is dead. Still determined to fight for Teod and Erelon's freedom, Serene touches with the high priest Harathan, but secrets remain in Elantris. The dead and the ruined may have yet have a role to play in this new world because magic still lives. I don't know. It doesn't really give me a lot. Yeah, I've heard that Brandon Sanderson's writing is quite easy to get into, so I'm very intrigued. The next one that I have is Lore by Alexander Bracken. I love Greek mythology, and if you can't tell, but this is about Greek mythology. We've got Medusa on the front here. So, this is on my 2024 TBR, but I haven't read it yet, but I'm very intrigued. So hunt or be hunted. In modern day New York, a murderous game is about to begin. The Aegon. Every 7 years for 1 week only, Zeus punishes the gods and makes them mortal. Forced to walk the earth, they are savagely hunted by descendants of ancient bloodlines who are eager to kill a god and seize their divine power and immortality. After her family was brutally murdered by a rival line, Lore, Perseus fled, turning her back on the Aegon's rules, cruel promises of eternal glory. For years, Lore has honored her parents' memory by doing one thing: surviving. For years, she has pushed away dark thoughts of revenge until now. As the next game dawns, Lore finds Athena gravely wounded on her doorstep. The goddess offers her an alliance against their mutual enemy and a way to leave the Aegon behind forever. But Lore's decision to rejoin the hunt will come at a deadly cost. It may not be enough to stop the rise of a new god with the power to destroy all of humanity. So it's interesting, another tournament game style sort of thing, which I'm very intrigued by. The next one is Rules for Vanishing by Kate Alice Marshall. This again is on my 2024 TBR, and this is a YA horror from what I remember. And we've got Sarah's sister disappeared 1 year ago and only Sarah knows where she is. Becca went to find the ghost of Lucy Gallows and is trapped on her road. In the sleepy town of Briar Glen, Lucy's road is nothing more than local lore, but Sarah knows it's real and she's going to find it. So I know that this is kind of mixed media, so we've got some video evidence logs and interviews from what I know. I did try and listen to this on audio a few years ago and I just realized I couldn't do it because there's too many things happening and I didn't have the book in my hands to realize what was happening and who was speaking. So yeah, very intrigued by this one. I've heard great things about it. The next one is Night Marked by L.A. McGuinness. This was kindly sent to me by the author along with a stack of 11 other books. So I did a massive reel unboxing if you want to check that out on my Instagram. But this is the first book in the Darkfell vampire clan, and this is her first kind of vampire book. This is a queen determined to choose her own fate, a warrior marked by darkness, the king who will kill them both to keep the throne. They say I'm the strongest Darkfell queen in 1,000 years, destined to overthrow the king and take back my kingdom. I don't know about all that, but I know I can't face him alone. While he commands a legion of monsters, I'm building my own army, and while my bonded warriors are few, they love me and together we'll defeat Victor, or die trying. So I have read L.A. McGuinness before. I read her other series, which was the Blackstone Vampire Clan, I think. And I really enjoyed it, so I'm very intrigued to check this one out. And I'm having the best time reading vampire books recently, so I'm very excited to read more from L.A. McGuinness. Last one on this list is Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. Again, this has been on my TBR for a long time. I think this is like one of the first physical books I bought. And yeah, I don't know anything about it either, but it is on my 2024 TBR. So we've got, in a galaxy powered by the current, everyone has a gift. Kyra is the sister of the beautiful tyrant who rules the Shotet people. Kyra's current gift gives her pain and power, something her brother exploits, using her to torture his enemies. But Syra is too much more than just a blade in her brother's hand. She is resilient, quick on her feet, and smarter than he knows. Akos is the son of a farmer and an oracle from the frozen nation planet of Zuve. And protected by his unusual current gift, Akos is generous in spirit and his loyalty to his family is limitless. Once Akos and his brother are captured by enemy Shotet soldiers, Akos is desperate to get his brother out alive no matter what the cost. The Akos is thrust into Kyra's world and the enmity between their countries and families seem insurmountable. Will they help each other to survive or will they destroy one another? Okay, interesting. It sounds pretty good and I'm very intrigued, and it seems like it might be a quick read. There's not many pages in this. It's just a little bit over 400, which I'm intrigued by. And I do have book 2. This is a duology from what I remember. So yeah. So that is the 10 books that I'm hoping to get to before the end of 2024, on top of everything else that I need to read and my vlog projects and everything like that. But I'm very excited. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a like, comment down below what you're planning on reading for the end of 2024, and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Bye.